Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. So, wow, it's a lot to unpack here. So, long story short, Lucy sided with Valentine, which in reality was not a shock. And I know a lot of people are probably going to sit there and look at this like, well, she chose herself over the hospital. But when you really sit there and think about it, it's not like they don't actually have, someone that can sit there and bail them out. Cyrus pretty much said he was going to take up the cause. So she knew that. And, it's actually kind of funny because that's when Ned was like, he's a drug dealer or whatever, he's a drug lord. And, Lucy was like, oh, well, I didn't really know that. And I'm just like, you sure about that? I don't know. Like I said, I felt like she took what Jordan said at face value, which is why she didn't really sit there and question where the money came from. But, yeah, that was really interesting, sitting there just watching her eyes roll back and forth and asking Valentine, oh, can I talk to you in private or whatever? And Valentine was like, nope, we're going to do this right here, right now, let's go. And, yeah. So, pretty much, the Quartermaines pretty much kind of chewed out her, which was no surprise. And, then Valentine left and took Lucy with her. And then the other part started. That was not over. Because at that point, Ned turned to Brooklyn. Because, yeah. So he turns to Brooklyn. They go back and forth for a good minute. I mean, they really go back and forth. And, well, long story short, Ned was like, get out. And I'm not going to lie, when he said that shit, I put down the control. I was like, I'm sorry, what? Even though Olivia was like, yo, you're going too far. Because, they really started with some harsh words talking about, and that was like, when I need you the most, you weren't there. And, Brooklyn got upset about that, and Brooklyn was like, listen, you kept sitting there telling me not to come towards help, to come to you to help, to do it yourself, and I did exactly that. But yeah, he kicked her out. She walked down with her bags. Hell, tell you the truth, she walked down halfway the stairs, and my dude was already at the door like, what are you waiting for? Why are you walking so slow? That's literally the look that he gave to his daughter, and I was just like, wow, okay, damn, bro, I think you kind of went a little bit too far. I really think he went too far. I understand emotions and, everything, but still. And I'm gonna get to the other stuff in a minute. So, really crazy. Not really crazy, but more juvenile. So Valentine goes to Nina, pretty much drags Lucy with him, just to sit there and say that I'm the new CEO of, ELQ. Wow. Yeah, he was like, I'm the new CEO of ELQ. I mean, it's like you went there just to sit there and brag, like, hey, look, I got a new job. You want me now? You want me back now? Like, could I get back with you? Like, what the hell? I just was like, wow, Valentine. Out of all the romantic gestures that you could sit there and think of that you have done in the past, this is like where you're going. Like, it's show and tell. Like, and literally, he saw Jack stare, and of course, he decided, hey, let's have a dick measuring contest. Because that's exactly what it was. And it was sad. But anyway, Nina was just like, she just was not happy. She was like, well, you got what you wanted. I hope you're happy. And then Valentine had that look in his face like he was disappointed. Like, bro, seriously? Yeah. Y'all ain't kids anymore. And even when you were kids, I don't think that that shit was fucking cool, but... So, let's go with... Let's go with Sam and Jason. Because... And here's my thing. And I will sit there and go on record by saying that Jason and Sonny have been among my favorite characters since I started watching the show. But with that being said, I kind of got to call people on the bullshit, no matter if they're my favorite or not. And so when Jason was there, you know, after, you know, they made sure, the nurse made sure that he was good, full recovery, all that good stuff. You know, and Sam was like, you know, I can stay here. Dolores isn't going to be a problem. He finds out that the reason why Dolores isn't a problem is because of Valentine's help. In exchange for proxies or whatever towards ELQ until they turn 18. And Jason, oh, he didn't berate her, but I'm not gonna lie, I felt like it was kind of a dick move. Because he was like, you know, that wasn't a good idea. I pretty much disapprove of what you're doing because ELQ, you know, his grandfather wanted the company to remain in the family and not have any outsiders. And I get where he's coming from, and I get that he's trying to hold a promise and stuff like that, but you gotta sit there and remember, this girl is going through high hell and water for you. And I know I didn't say that right, but she's going through hell to sit there and try to make sure that she can see you, she can be with you, and she finally finds a way, and pretty much this is the fucking thanks that you give her? Are you kidding? Wow. I was just like, damn, bro. Way to show your appreciation. I don't think that... I think the only time... There was very few times I was actually disappointed with Jason. That was one, and when he kissed Sam, knowing that Sam was married to Drew. I felt like that was probably the only other time that I was like, damn, bro. I was like, yo, you're my favorite character, but that was just a dick move. And you know this dude's your brother, but again, I digress. But yeah, so it was kind of a dick move that he kind of berated her for her choices. You know, just, yeah. So, let me take another drink. Well, Michael got custody, which is a surprise to no one. And before I get started, I was at work a couple of days ago, actually a couple of weeks ago, and I was talking to one of my customers, and, you know, it's this older couple that comes in, and she was talking about the custody case and stuff like that, and, the husband jumped in because, you know, she makes him, well, kind of makes him watch it, like, whatever. Ironically, he actually enjoys it, so, but anyway, he was just like, yo, if Nell gets custody, I'm gonna be pissed. He was like, I'm gonna be pissed. So when I was sitting there thinking about, when I was sitting there watching it today, I was sitting there thinking like, well, you got what you wanted, so yeah. But again, it's no surprise to anyone. And I love the judge for calling out Nell, for sitting there saying that, you know, your past records, you've been showing to be very manipulative and just a pretty much terrible person. And yeah, it was pretty much a no-brainer. It's the way he called her out in it. I was like, so of course, Nell being Nell acts like a fucking child. She acts like a child. She's all like, oh well, I'm his mother and stuff like that, and I'm his mother. And then she just gets to the point when the judge is like, yo, listen, you can appeal. Pretty much good luck. She turns over and she sees, I was gonna sit there and say Laura Wright for a minute. She sees Carly and Michael and Willow laughing and smiling and stuff. And here's the thing. Now she gets into this thing that I like to call very fucking creepy now. Where she's not just acting like a child, but she's acting creepy as shit. She's all like, I'm his mother, and I'm always gonna hold a place in his life, and and it was like, alright, you can, like, Jesus Christ, you're just, I don't know, it's something about it just, like, kind of creeped me out about her, like, anyway, this is to the point where I'm sitting there watching it, and she's going off on Carly a little bit, talking about, her usual spill or whatever, and you didn't win, and blah, 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 blah. Here's the thing. When she starts walking up to Carly, even Julian's like, yo, I don't think that's a good idea. I mean, not that it, I really care about you embarrassing yourself, but I just don't think it's a good idea. But anyway, she goes there and she starts with her, I'm the mother of her child, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, alright. And I'm just looking at the time because I'm like, is she done yet? And it's just the same song and dance. And, Willow says something which, surprise, surprise, isn't wrong. I feel like a lot of these times whenever Willow and Nell have a confrontation, it's like it's pretty obvious who's going to be the winner in this. And that's the thing that I don't like about Nell, and just the fact that she's a one-dimensional character. Whenever she gets into an argument with someone about her child or whatever, she generally comes across as wrong. Like, you're always going to sit there and side with somebody else versus Nell because of the way she acts. And she has no complexities. It's not like, okay, she could be good one moment and bad next or whatever. It's just like, no, she's just straight fucking bad and she's act like a child. So it's like, whenever anyone has a confrontation with her, it's like, I'm automatically going to side with them because you're just a terrible fucking person. So anyway, they go back and forth, and then pretty much Carly's like, well, you're a terrible person, you did this to yourself, and yeah. I really got nothing. Pretty much at that point, and of course, now acts like a child. Carly's like, alright, well, yeah, I said my piece, and she just walks away. And then she gets into creepy mode because apparently she put some sort of tracking device in the house, or the stuffed animal. And of course her plan is to steal Wiley and run again. Oh, in the beginning, Jax and Nina was sitting there talking, and pretty much a lot of the stuff that Nell said really started to get to her. And she felt bad, probably a little bit about her. Well, honestly, to tell you the truth, she was just like, I wish I just never got involved. Because, of course, creepy Nell leaving fucking post-it notes and shit. This is what we're up to. We're leaving post-it notes at this point. That's what. Here's the thing. I don't care how many Emmys she won or whatever. I just want them to do something with Nell more than just her being a fucking, like, a terrible, lying, manipulating. Here's the thing. If you're gonna have all those bad qualities, can't they give her some sort of good qualities? This is the problem that I've been having with Nell. Is when in the beginning, and I know I'm going off on a rant for a minute, but in the beginning, she started off as, getting revenge or whatever, because she felt she was wrongly due or whatever. But then she started liking Michael, she started to redeem herself or whatever, and started trying to work towards a redeeming arc. But for whatever reason, and I'm trying not to curse, for whatever reason, the GH writers was like, nope, we're just going to make her a terrible bad person and with no redeeming qualities, and she's just going to be a one-dimensional character. Go. And that's pretty much where it happened. For me, it happened, and I feel like it happened the minute Nell started lying to Michael about just dumb, trivial things like, oh, I only lied because I didn't want you to sit there and be with your family because your family hates me. At that point, I was like, I was officially done with now. I honestly tell you the truth, I don't even know where the hell I was going with this, but yeah. So yeah, that's what I was meant to talk about. So yeah, Nina was feeling kind of bad or whatever, and then some of the stuff that Nell said as far as her child and stuff like that. So long story short, the quest to look for Nina's child is back on. She Jax had somebody else look at the other half of the necklace, and the other woman was like, yo, there may be a match set. Let me do some digging and see what I can find. So the quest is back on. And one last thing. So this story, and I've said this time and time again, but this story with Mike, it's dragging way too long. Just way too long. And I get it. I understand it from a certain perspective. And I say from a certain perspective because I personally have not had to deal with anyone that had Alzheimer's. But I mean, I'm not going to really try to get personal, but my point is that I can only imagine how many people that have dealt with, that situation and is watching the show, and after a while, I can only imagine that you're just like, alright, this is just torture. So, yeah, we're back. We're Sonny. Well, Mike was like, I want to go home, and Felix comes in, and apparently he knows how to translate Mike, and it's like, he wants to go back to Turning Woods. So, he makes an arrangement towards Turning Woods, and they talk for a little bit, and I honestly tell you the truth, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I felt like it really went nowhere. Yeah, I felt like it really went nowhere. And even when Michael and Willow came in and was talking about, winning custody and everything like that, and they were showing Mike the pictures and stuff, and Sonny kept looking at Mike, and Mike was like, I want to go home. I was just like, oh, okay. Alright. I don't know. Me personally, I'm pretty much like, I don't want to sit there and say I'm over it because, that's insensitive. But from a story point of view, I feel like this story has run its course, and it's run its course for far too long. That's also kind of why I did this last, because this was my least favorite scene. I don't know. Yeah, I don't really have much to say about it. I know that we're going to get to a point where it's going to get to the end. So we'll just wait and see, and I'll be lying. I'm not gonna lie. I'll be lying if they get to that point in the end, and I'm all like, I'm over it, like I'm over the storyline or whatever. Let's just be over it, and then it happens, and then I just start fucking tearing up and shit. Because I am a person that does watch This Is Us. So if you watch This Is Us, you already know. But yeah, that's actually going to do it for this review. Thank you for watching. Keep saying I'm going to get over the habit of saying at some point. But yes, thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for liking. Doing it again. Have a good day. Good night. Oh, also, one other thing that I want to sit there and point out. I know this is kind of going... Alright. This is just something that I want to piggyback off of Brock TV. I was watching his review yesterday, and he was talking about Curtis, and he was pretty much just kind of excited that he took the initiative, he made a plan of action, and he wasn't backing down. And I pretty much said in the comment section, I was like, you know what, listen, somebody's gonna have to die for everyone else to live. Because on one hand, while I commend him for actually taking action, because I was really annoyed with him being in the office, complaining to Jordan about how you shouldn't do this and you shouldn't do that, and yet giving no solutions. So we actually did something, and I think that's good. But at the same time, I'm just not there thinking, okay, so you told Cyrus that you know where this person is, and you know, you don't want that information to get out there because apparently this person is not going to want to leave. What if Cyrus decides to move this person? Where's your leverage at? If Cyrus decides to move this person, get more guards, whatever, your leverage is gone, and you pretty much just kicked the hornet's nest. And I'm just like, I guess somebody else needs to be made an example out of before someone needs to take him seriously. Before people take him seriously. And I think he also said, I watched a little bit of the review, that Taggart may still be alive. So I guess we just have to wait and see. But I don't know. I thought that was an interesting take. And I just want to kind of give my thoughts off of his thoughts, I guess, if that makes any sense. But yes, that's going to do it for this review. Thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for liking. Be safe. I will catch you in the next review.